Good morning, everyone.
What did we tell him?
Today I'm in Portland, Maine.
Tell me what to tell him.
And we're at the Maine narrow gauge railroad. And I just came out of there, purchased my ticket. We're going to do a short little trip on this train right here.
Did you get on the train?
I will, yeah.
Oh.
And short trip, it's 3 miles each way. Takes about 40 minutes. And I'll hop on, I'll walk through the cars, I'll show you what they are, what they look like on the inside. All right, see you in a bit. Today I'm in Portland, Maine, and I'm visiting the Maine narrow gauge railroad. Narrow gauge means that the tracks, the gauge is 2 foot as opposed to a standard gauge, which is 4 feet 8 inches. You take a walk. This is a first class car. Tickets for this were $21. I opted not to get a first class ticket. I instead wanted to sit in the open air car, which is $16. I think the open air car makes it easier for me to video and take pictures. And this is the open air car. I'll get some video. I'll get some video of the whole train. We're being pulled by a steam train. I'll get some video of that after we get off. But this is going to be 3 miles each way. And it takes about 40 minutes. Should be enjoyable. I'll shoot some video along the way, take some pictures. And after the ride's over, I'll shoot some video of the locomotive and some of the other equipment that's stored here at the facility. Okay, we're off. Looking out over the Portland Harbor. There's a good-sized ocean liner out there.
Portland became the state's first capital. By 1827, the state legislature voted to make a dust of the state capital because of its central location within the state. Although Portland lost its capital status, it remained the largest community in Maine. To this day, Portland is the economic driver of the state, with Maine's largest port, the largest population,
a friendly conductor
and
today.
The largest concentration.
What's your name?
I'm
Zach.
Zach. Say hello to everyone.
Hello.
Thank you.
Portland has had its ups and downs over its 400-year history. The city has
There's a little better view of that ocean liner.
But 10,000 people lost their homes and businesses.
Some nice sized yachts out here too.
Every walking walk that will compare the scene to the ruins of Pompeii. Since then, the rebuilt itself yet again, stronger than ever. If you look out at the water on a clear day, you'll see many small islands dotting Casco Bay. These are called the Calendar Islands. This name came from a military engineer who was the home of a U.S. immigration quarantine station from 1900 to 1920. Thousands of immigrants to the U.S. and Canada were examined there in those years, and those with contagious diseases were quarantined in the hospital.
Our line is short, but I think we have a very nice line.
To the left of House Island,
Yeah, should be safe. Then I might be back to
the most populous island in Casco Bay is called Peaks Island. Peaks Island is a popular destination for visitors to Portland, with plenty of restaurants, shops, and galleries to explore.
I've been on the opposite wall headed.
Of the Baxter family, and in 1943, Governor Percival Baxter, the 53rd Governor of Maine and a courageous early leader in the fight against racism, donated the island to the state in order to establish a school for the deaf. The Governor Baxter School for the Deaf still operates to this day.
I want to see them do that move.
Okay, we've reached the halfway point, and we're going to do a runaround move.
The coupling and uncoupling process can cause the train to...
Can I get out and record this?
We wouldn't want
mind waiting until we're done?
Falling down and getting hurt.
That would defeat the purpose.
I know.
I was talking to Griffin before. I'm an ex-railroader. That's why I was making the comments. I'm familiar with my NORAC. You mind if I jump off?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I don't want to cause any problems with other people.
You're fine.
All right. Thank you, Zach.
No problem.
So what we're going to do is they're going to do a runaround move, which means that I got the okay from the other conductor. Thank you. And what the runaround move is we're going to uncouple the steam locomotive from the head end of the train. He's going to move back, go across the switch, and then pull around to this runaround track. Hey.
Hello there.
Hi.
Could you,
Yeah, I got the okay from this conductor. I was talking to Griffin before. I'm a railroader. I'm up on my NORAC rules. I'm not going to foul your tracks or...
Sure thing. Just one moment.
All right. Thank you. Anyway, hopefully we get that straightened out. I'm just going to... I know. I don't want to cause a... If it's a problem, I'll get back on. Not a big deal. Who's he going to... Oh, he's going to talk to... Yeah, I was talking to the engineer and Griffin when you guys were at the engine house. Whatever. I get it. Safety first.
The first step in this runaround process is to chalk the concepts.
So anyway, like I was saying, we're going to do the runaround moves. He's going to uncouple, go past the switch on the far end, throw the switch, come over here on this runaround track,
The only piece of equipment on the train that has
go past this switch that's on this end, throw the switch for the main line, and back up and hook up to this end of the train here. And then we'll head back down the track, back to our starting point.
We do this maneuver at the start of every day that we operate the steam locomotive. The reasoning behind it is fairly simple.
Locomotive there.
At the end of the day, we keep engine 7 in a storage shed to keep her out of the elements. She has been in service more or less continuously since 1913. So it's very important that we keep her in good shape.
And the switch is going to be thrown, line it for the runaround track.
Everybody knows a train looks best with the locomotive at the front. And so at the start of the day, we'll have the engine hook onto the back of the train, pull it over here and run it around to the front. We'll run it at the front of the train for the rest of the day. And then at the end, we will perform the same maneuver in reverse in order to have engine 7 on the back end so it can detach from the train and return to its shed. Well, they've thrown the switch. On a modern railroad, switches are typically controlled through an automated process by a dispatcher. You would tell them what your route is going to be, and they will maneuver the rails around to get you where you're going and keep in communication with you to make sure that you go the right way. The process is fairly...
There it comes.
She is one of only 2 remaining of her kind, the special 2-foot Baldwin locomotives. We're very fortunate to have engine 7 along with her sister.
Okay, the runaround move has been finished, and we're off. We're going to head back to the
The
station.
line was created so that when the deep water port in Montreal would freeze over in the winter, ships, passengers, and cargo would be sent from Montreal to Portland, where the port never froze. From Portland, ships would leave to destinations. Most railroads in the United States, Canada, Great Britain, and Europe run on trains that ride on standard gauge tracks. The spacing of 4 feet 8 1/2 inches was chosen as the international standard gauge because of history going all the way back to ancient Rome. The ancient Romans built their chariots and wagons with a standard width of 4 feet 8 1/2 inches with passenger car or 2 for the work train and offer rides for his neighbors. Interest in riding the unique small train quickly spread and quickly capitalized by turning his personal farm railroad into a tourist-centered operation. Atwood converted most of the...
Okay, we're back. We're back at the station. Wasn't the most exciting train ride, but it was nice. It was okay. I swore I would never ride a train again after I retired, but here I am. Maybe we can catch a... I don't know if they'll do a runaround move here. They must. We'll see.
All right, folks, it is now safe to stand and exit the train. Please do so here on the street-facing side. The street-facing side via the wood platforms. Feel free to check out our gift shop on the way by. There's lots of fantastic stuff in there.
I hope I didn't get Zach in trouble.
Oh, not at all, not at all, not the very slightest.
All right, good.
Not at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
because I asked him, he was nice about it. And
Super nice, I know, not the very slightest.
okay, thank you. Great.
Big step coming off the train.
All right. I guess that guy's the boss. He was the conductor. That other guy,
Oh, the other
Matt.
guy, he's big boss.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't get you in trouble.
No,
he
God,
said
no.
you're okay. Cool.
No, God, no.
All right. Thanks again.
Yeah, no problem.
But I guess you can't do a runaround move here, so you just shove back.
Exactly, yeah, that's the only place we can do the runaround. So we're doing it on the first and last trip of every day.
So I got lucky.
Engine.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so you're here at a good time for that.
You know, I swore I retired from the railroad 2 years ago. I swore I'd never ride a train again, and you got me.
I understand. I understand. How you doing? Take care.
All right, you too. All right, so we lucked out with the runaround move. Let's take a walk up here, get a look at the old number 7. That was our motive power on this trip. There it is. It's almost like they're alive. Sounds like they're breathing with the chuffing of the pistons, cylinders, the sounds and the smell. They're just amazing machines. All right, we'll take a walk down the path here and I'll show you some of the other equipment that's stored here at the railroad. Now, it's my understanding on most days they use this diesel to run the train, but apparently the diesel has mechanical issues, it needs to be repaired, and that's why we got lucky today and got the steam train. But that's the diesel they use, and a nice little box car behind it. And here's a couple more passenger cars that I don't think are in use right now. They need to be restored, repaired, some work done. I don't know how actively they're doing that right now. Bridgeton and Saco River Railroad. I guess maybe this one here, same. So maybe someday it'll be back in service. Further down here is where the engine house is, where they keep the steam locomotive. And when I get there, I'll turn it back on. Okay, here's where the engine house is for the steam locomotive. It's back there. We'll get there in a second, but first I wanted to show. Here's another diesel. I don't know if this is in operating condition. Looks like it might be. Maybe they use that to shuttle some of these other cars around. And I'm guessing too that these are sitting here, they're not in use right now. Maybe they need to be restored. I don't know how actively they're doing that. I didn't ask. But I'm going to walk to the end here and we'll peek around this last car. I'll show you where the engine house is. Probably breaking about 12 different rules going across here, but we'll do it safely. Just do a real quick peek. That's it. Now the doors are closed. Luckily I was here earlier. The doors were open. I shot a picture of it, so I'll post that now. But that's where they keep the steam engine at night. Let's go back across the tracks. So let's talk a little bit about these tracks and narrow gauge railroading. Apparently this right-of-way was originally owned by the Grand Trunk Railroad, which was a standard gauge railroad. Gauge is the distance between the tracks, and a standard gauge railroad is 4 feet 8.5 inches from rail to rail. And where they got that from was back from ancient Roman times, where the chariots, the wheels made ruts that were 4 feet 8.5 inches wide, and that's how standard gauge railroads got to that gauge. But when they acquired this right away from the Grand Trunk, they converted it to a 2-foot gauge. Well, why would they do that? Well, with a 2-foot gauge, you don't have to have such a big right of way, and you don't have to clear so many trees and other obstacles away from the right of way, so it makes it cheaper to build. Also, the equipment was smaller. It could navigate tighter curves and was easier to negotiate the hilly terrain that was in the area. Disadvantages are, they don't travel as fast. You couldn't carry as much in the equipment because obviously the equipment was much smaller. But back in the day, that wasn't an issue here because they didn't really carry that much. Everything that they needed to carry easily fit into the equipment they were using. So it was much cheaper for them to build a 2-foot railroad than to use a standard gauge. 2-foot gauge is kind of unique too. Most narrow gauge railroads were 3 feet 6 inches, and there were even a couple of 3-foot narrow gauge railroads. A lot of those were out west. I'm sure there was some out here in the east too. I think down in was it Virginia, West Virginia, there's a pretty famous railroad that was a narrow gauge. But nowadays, all the trains that you see running, passenger trains, freight trains, they're all on a standard gauge track. All right, well that's going to wrap it up here at the Maine Narrow Gauge Railroad. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you the next time. If you like these videos, please do me a favor, subscribe, hit the like button, and until the next time, keep smiling. All shall be well. Be grateful for everything you have. Love you for watching this. Take care. Bye.